Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna make this little video right here because I want to show y'all not only you know, some of the ways you can study and get a little bit more in depth to the word, but also why. You know, a lot of people just wonder, why would I even bother with that? What am I, you know, what's going on here that's so important? So I'm gonna give you some examples already, just some small examples obviously, and see if we can go from there just to get you an idea. I know a lot of you that study already, you're probably more familiar with this right here, where you would, you know, an interlinear Bible, you get the Hebrew, Greek, and English, and the way it's stacked though, you know, like this, line upon line, precept upon precept, you know, they're really smashed together. It kind of loses the I don't know how to call it, the poetic value, I guess. It's not really put in it. So this is more of a study, you know. This is really when you're reading, you know, when you're reading whatever you're reading, whichever one you're reading from, and you come to a point where something's interesting, or maybe you think something in your heart is telling you to get behind it, you know, then you go in here and you would, you know, you actually will get the letters, and above it there's reference numbers to each word. Every word literally has a reference number, and you have a Strong's concordance right here, which you would exhaustive concordance of the Bible. You could just look up any word, and it's in Hebrew, and the Apocrypha's in here. It comes in Greek as well. So these are cool, but it's really time consuming, and I'm going to show you in a minute how this one will already chop this work probably down in half or more, and I'm going to show you also how you can chop that down in half even more using some computer programs like Devar 3 and stuff. But I'm going to show you that one next. This video right here is just going to show you the book values behind all this. So I guess you're thinking, well, what is there? What am I looking for? What's the big deal, right? Well, when you get the pillars of faith, which are given even in the really translated Bibles, the words of men adding and adding and adding to the, you know, they still can't take away the pillars of faith. So that's important to remember. Nobody's how do you say it? Nobody's taking away the pillars of faith by changing all the words. They're just they're losing a lot of values in here, and it's innocent. They don't know what they're losing. So I'm going to show you just some of the little things you lose, and you know, I'll let you decide. One good place to look, or I like using, is Psalms, because there's just a lot going in there, and it's just a way for me to really quickly highlight. If I had more time, there's much more we could get into, but it's a way to highlight very quickly, you know, the things you can see that you wouldn't normally see. Here's Genesis right here. Obviously this book is going, it's Hebrew, so it's going left to right, or right to left, excuse me. You'll see right here in the Greek, this really blew me away when I first started reading, excuse me, in Hebrew, Elohim. And in our Bible it would just say, you know, God said, let there be an expanse in the midst of the water, that it may separate water from water. You start already seeing El is God, Elohim. That's interesting that it says that right there. I'll let you get to that on your own. Let me see, I'm going to go to Psalms because I want to show you what's really cool about Psalms. We're in 19, I'm going to show you that, but not yet. If you look at Psalms 111, if you notice this in the Tanakh, it's preserved, because you see right here, Aleph, Bet, it has the whole Aleph to Tav, the whole Aleph, Bet. That's where you get the word alphabet from. The first two letters of Hebrew is Aleph and Bet, or base, some people say. Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Daleh, He, Vav, Zayin, Het, Tet, Yod, Kaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samek, Ayin, Pei, Zodi, Kaf, Resh, Shin, Tav. It's got them all, and you know, they put them over here to show you, but if you actually read it right here, the first letter of the first verse is Aleph, the second letter of the second verse, Bet, and so on and so forth. If you think this work was done in vain, I mean, okay, I'm not, it's up to everybody to think for themselves, so I'm not going to tell you how to think. So I'm just going to point these out to you. 112, it only goes Aleph, Bet, Gimel as far as the first letters of the verses, and that's it. These things are telling you something. There's something there to be seen. Now 119, I'm going to show you how this is actually preserved even in English. I'm going to jump over here in a second just to show you how it's in English. Look at 119, how the first letter again of the first verse is going to be, can you see that? Aleph. And over here they just preserve it. They kind of put them over to the side just to let you know what's happening. You know, Aleph, and then you go down here, Bet, begins with Bet. This one, so now we're going even wider. Now it's not each line by line, it's actually each verse, you know, or excuse me, each paragraph. 17 starts with Gimel. 25, you see how it's every letter and they show you, they put it, it's right here, but then they separate it just to show you. And you're going to do this all the way through Psalms 119 to the very end. It's just, it goes all the way, Lamed, going to go to Ayin, see, it goes to Tav. Where's Tav? Okay, remember we're going right to left. This is a Tanakh, but it ends in Tav, right here. So again, you know, I'm not going to tell people how to translate this. You know, if you think this work is done in vain and it was just a big waste of time for the original scripture to be written like this, you know, that's for you to think, and I cannot tell you how to think. I just would not think like that. This is the Greek Apocrypha, Septuagint with Apocrypha. This is another way to read into the Greek that maybe is not so condensed as that, but this again, I'm going to show you, this can help you, but you kind of need a key of David, and this is way more exhausting. You have to capitalize every letter and stuff, so I'm not going to recommend that for people that are just getting into this. Now I'm going to show you how, let me show you over here first. Now, if you look at Psalms 119 in here, look how they did it right here. Psalms 119. Look how they wrote the word Aleph above it. You're not seeing the Hebrew letters, but they went ahead and let you know because obviously it's important, is it not? Beth, Bet, Gimel, Dale, Hey. Okay, now this is a good test right here. I don't want to say a test. It's just a good way to see, you know, what level of depth you're going in right here. Vowel. When they get to the Vav, they're stuck with the vowel. So it's kind of like they're helping that whole bit that I was telling you about in the other one. There's no W in Hebrew, remember? Shh. There's no W in Hebrew. Same thing here, you know, it's kept alive. Hey, but then when you get to right here, vowel. Now let's see if they kept 111 alive in here. See, 111 was lost in this one. They didn't add Aleph, Bet, Gimel to each line. So see, already you're seeing things that are missing from some of these, and these are good works actually. Now this is my favorite, and I'm going to show you why. This is just, I love this. Thank you, Mark Bogart, for showing me this. This is amazing. This one right here preserves it. Not only are you going to get the names, Bereshit, which is Genesis. Look what it says. And Elohim said, let light come to be, and light came to be. Wow, well, let's go to Genesis, let's see, 2. Maybe if we can get a little further in it. Oh, here we go. And all of a sudden, all of a sudden, you see how they preserve the Holy Tetragrammaton? They're not going to change it. Now you got Yod He Vav He Elohim, and Yahweh Elohim made coats of skin for the man and his wife and dressed them. Now this takes away a lot of work. If you're doing like what I'm showing you right here, obviously they've been through a lot of this, and they kind of got rid of a lot of the work. Look at even the names, how they're preserving the names in there. Who came into Mitzrayim, you know, instead of Egypt. They're undoing a lot of things that you're gonna have to do already in this one. So very quickly, because I want to finish this at 10 minutes. Psalms 111. Look how they preserve it in there. Aleph. Praise Yah. I thank Yahweh with all my heart. Bet, in the company of the straight and of the congregation. See how they keep that, each letter going down? Now, in 119, same thing. They preserve it. They preserve it. It's preserved. And when you get to Vav, it's wow. But there's no W in Hebrew. So don't pay attention to that. I'm playing, of course, pay very much attention to that. This is an awesome book. This will undo a lot of the work, and now I'm going to jump over the computer and show you computer programs that will cut all of this work probably down in a quarter of time. Thanks for watching.